Good morning, trader. Kicking off the second week of the year here. Some things we're having go on this morning. So basically, what I got going on here, early on this morning here, we're bouncing right to the tick off of our 78.6 5 point pre-market here with a higher low. Relative strength happening here in the markets, so be mindful of that. Looks like a possible reversal, initial reversal thing going on here. We are trading above our daily and weekly VWAPs, so be mindful of that. Coming in this, showing a little bit of positive divergence happening here in the markets versus yesterday's deep sell off. So be mindful of that. Kicking off this week just a little bit better than last week. Getting above that weekly VWAP just to kick off the week, you have to be a little careful here uh, on your bearish bias this morning. Okay, so that's on SPY what's happening this morning here. One thing that I did notice this morning, diamonds this morning. So we were pre-market here trying to break last week's lows on the diamonds already this morning, catching a little bit of relief rally here. Diamonds have really not participated in the sell-off, so a theory that we might major support here that we've already tested to kick off the week. Theory that I'm floating out there that the diamonds might play catch up to the downside this week. If you go on the daily time frame, basically nothing's happened to the diamonds to the downside. So we might actually start seeing a little bit of catch up play in the diamonds to the downside. So let's definitely keep that theme in mind. That's your Dow Jones Industrials. So that is one theme that I'm kind of looking at here going into today's trading session. Qs. Oops, go back down here, smaller time frame, if you don't mind. Qs this morning, same thing. They did come deeper into our range this morning, so I do want to point out that bonds have had yields have had a bid this morning. So see how we unlike the SPY came right to the top of our target and bounced right off. We came deeper into that target zone here on the Nasdaq. So definitely keep that in mind here. We are still on both the SPY and um, Nasdaq. We're still outside of our regression low channel. If you go over here on the 1 hour, see what I mean here. This is our this right here is our regression channel, and we're still trading outside of that. So be mindful of that scenario. You can see on a 4 hour better. See, this is our regression channel, and we're trading outside of that. So both of the SPY and the Qs are trading on the bearish side of that, suggesting the downside is probably not over with, but we'll see. Like I said, we're seeing early signs of some positive. They're trying to come in here by the dip. We are above the weekly and daily VWAPs, and so really a mixed bag here. So you got to be really careful on your directional trades this morning. The one standout this morning is Boeing. So I did just do an analysis here. Boeing came right into a 5 standard deviation breakdown this morning off of that headline news, um, right into our critical pivot. If you go in the daily time frame, you'll see where that critical pivot comes from. Then I ask go 4 hour, I guess. 4 year. Oops, sorry. 1 second here, 4 year. There you go. See this critical pivot here? So that's our critical pivot. We went right into that critical pivot area right there. Okay. And bounced right off that pre-market this morning. So be mindful of that. Very critical breakdown based off that news. Uh, Definitely want to keep that on watch. That should support that area should support this critical pivot should support today. I would think a lot of times you'll see these impulse moves down, and you'll see bottom fishers come in right out of the gate here, right out of the gate, off type that kind of news. Definitely, I could see a move back up, trying to push to the 235 area. So let's keep that on mind here at the $5 upside, possibly. Now remember, whenever you're shut, when you're taking aircraft out of the system, which I'm not sure how many of them are impacted, because they're not taking all the matches out; they're just taking some of them. So the news is probably not quite as bad as what the headlines are trying to make it into. So I'd be careful trying to shorten the hole on this thing. 'Cause like I said, two standard deviation move is typically what the market makers price in for a weekly move in the markets. We're actually adding a five standard deviation move right here, initially with no cash session trading yet here on Boeing. So let's definitely keep that in mind going forward here. Okay. So basically, that's the main thing that's happening this morning. Got a little bit bid in your cryptos again. Expecting a uh, congressional talks about legitimizing these crypto exchanges, and it's supposed to be out this week. So that's the big thing in the news. We do have Taiwan having their election this week, I believe, as well. So you might want to verify that. Make sure that some things. Oh yeah, we had a breakout move on Nvidia. Nvidia was just really just rocking last week. Uh, my quick dirty takeaway right here: we probably into a resistance area here on Nvidia just to kick off the early in here in the session. So I would be personally worried that Nvidia might be paring back some of these gains early on this morning. So let's keep an eye on that one possibly. AMD's up this morning as well. Um, so this kind of looks like a head and shoulders uh, scenario. So let's keep that in, keep this one on watch as well here. And you see how this put in a lower low. So I always try to watch these here. Uh, Put this channel right here, something like that. So what I'm looking at here, let's keep an eye on that right there and see if this pattern. I want to see if AMD actually catches a bit early on this morning, or if it falls back into here uh, and continues a bigger corrective pattern. That's what I'm looking at here on AMD early on, and see 30 minutes. Looks like getting a sell signal in 30 minutes. Let's see here. Really not getting a sell signal. Okay. So I like seeing some yellow or something like that with my indicator. Not really getting that sell signal. So yeah, odds are probably saying we're probably going to go up on that. So we'll see what happens on that. China internets are down again. They're just destroying these China internet names. I mean, they're just giving them away at bargain prices these days anymore. Apple failed to find support there Friday, so be mindful of that. So Apple is, well, good thing about Apple, um, you see this breakdown right here. If you just put some fib extensions on that, and I do want, it looks like a bottoming process happening here on Apple. See what's going on here? So we're actually this prior uh, breakdown area. So we're trading right in that. So it does look to me like they're trying to a bottoming process for Apple. We are above our VWAPs this morning as well. So I have an alert. If we get back above 183, then I'll start looking to go to the long side. But right now, it does look like Apple's a bottoming process. Microsoft's looking more bearish. Okay. Um, so we'll see what happens with that one there. You can always go back over here. How is it price interacting with the prior breakdown? Let's see here. Yeah, see. Yeah, this thing has stair stepped down, and so it rejected at the highs there Friday. So Wednesday, Thursday, really lost a lot of momentum there Friday. This thing does to me looks like it's stair stepping down. Problem with Boeing, it could be doing a catch up with Apple. You see that? That looks like it could very well be a head and shoulders topping formation, setting up for a breakdown out of this range. So definitely keep that one on watch. I don't want to talk about this too much going forward here. I do want to mention also on the VIX you're right into the 4-hour, uh, 200-day moving average on the VIX. Uh, so we haven't broken above trend line. We haven't broken above the 200-day moving average yet. We're testing it once again in the cash session here on the 4-hour. We did this Friday as well. We might be poking above the 200-day moving average on the 4-hour time frame starting today. So there you go. Bonds look like they're trying to break down from Friday support levels too. So TLT does look like it's trying to break down from Friday support. So that would be bearish tech in general. So be mindful of that as well. Thanks a lot, and I will see you trading.